You have reached the level of prosperity and still the inner hollowness is vigilant. It's not digestible. You feel lonely. Why this loneliness is still persistent? Depression happens when you don't get what you want. This living mentality, this escapist mentality make people hollow. The words are fake. The narration is fake. The narrative is hollow. You are not alone. We all are there. You think sometimes that you are alone in this journey. Har Har Mahadev. When you have something, when you have scarcity, then feeling hollow and lonely is obvious. But when every luxury is there, you have reached the level of prosperity and still the inner hollowness is vigilant. It's not digestible. When you have reached a level in your life, your prosperity markers are very high. As comparison to other people, other countries, you are prospering. Still you are having hollowness in your heart, you are feeling pain in your heart. You feel lonely. Why this loneliness is still persistent? Instead of everything that you have got in your life, instead of everything that you have achieved. Hollowness, loneliness, or inner void resides because of the lack of inner grounding. You still feel incomplete instead of everything in your life because inner grounding is missing. When the ship is standing on a dockyard, the anchoring makes the ship balanced. Likewise, in the life, the materialistic success, the physical success gives you initially everything, but eventually it takes everything away from you. When the anchoring on the basis of spirituality is there, then you persistently prevail in this field or in this life. Nowadays, children of young age are living in the state of depression and anxiety. In 8 years, juvenile diabetes is persistent. Their kidney, their liver, their intestine are compromised. The anxiety and depression are so prevalent that every now and then we listen to these statements that I am feeling useless in my life. I am feeling lonely, sad, upset. Why a child of 8 years of age, and how a child of 8 years of age feeling the depression? Depression happens when you don't get what you want. And your wants are on the basis of others. When you earn what you want, you can never feel depressed. But when you want something from others and they can't provide it, one feels depressed. Efforts, hard work are replaced nowadays by intelligent work and shortcut. No doubt, this is the world of mentality. This is the era of brain. But hard work, grounding, spirituality are still persistent and will prevail till the end. If you are not focusing on the energy in terms of hard work, you are not achieving something by your own skills, you are selecting shortcuts, you are hopping in the life. When you don't like anything, you hop to another. When you don't want to live a life pattern, you hop to another pattern. people are becoming hoppers. This hopping mentality, this living mentality, this escapist mentality make people hollow. And condition like schizophrenia, bipolar syndrome can be created because of this reason also. Depression and anxiety are already being fed to the generation by providing them easily accessible knowledge, which they can avail at a very younger age. Whenever you put effort, whenever you try harder, you relate the knowledge with the experience. When the knowledge is just bookish knowledge, knowledge is just a verbal coating, then experience of life is missing. And when the experience of life is missing, the words are fake. The narration is fake. The narrative is hollow. And then arises a state of depression. And when the person compares their life with the life of others, the void happens. When you are practicing spirituality, when you are doing constant meditation, you are aware of your inner self, the true self of yours. You meet yourself daily. You meet your mini me, the inner me. In the daily scenario, people are connected to everyone other than themselves. You are totally involved in what others are saying, how others are living, what they are doing. What about your own self? What about your own actions? The growth happens when we are aware of inner self. When I am aware about me first, then I will never be pointing my finger at anyone. When the person is well aware of themselves or himself or herself, then only they can respect others. Everyone have their own perspective. When you are not aware about yourself, you are not aware about your follies, your failures. When you see your own failure, you understand what failure means. And anyone can fail. So what? They have failed. You understand this thing. But when you are only in the criticizing mode, that means your knowledge is bookish. With the experience of life, the reality check happens. Spirituality, meditation, healing makes you aware about your own self. And that's why majority of the population nowadays selecting meditation over medication. They are more alluring, or they are more allured toward the spiritual practices rather than any physical mannerism or any physical practice. People nowadays from all the countries coming to the holy land of Rishikesh. And that's why we organize our yearly retreat in the holy land of Rishikesh on the bank of Ganga, in the lap of Himalayas, to understand what is preserved in that space since ages. What the world is coming to get from that place. I request you all to follow your inner voice. I request you all to practice the meditation and spiritual guidance. I request you all to see what your inner is telling you. I hope that this discussion will help you in some way. You are not alone. We all are there. You think sometimes that you are alone in this journey. You think sometimes there is no one to help you. You think sometimes that the spiritual practices make you lonely. But there are people, there are ways who can help you. God bless you all. Har Har Mahadev.